Intro music.
Overview narration.
Doctor!
My name is James,
My name is Joey.
and this is the Brothers Padre.
James, another glorious week of Padres baseball is in the books.
I need you to look up in the dictionary the word glorious and see what that means, and tell me if you just use it in the proper context.
I'm high on opium. Not opium.
Whoa.
Opium.
Hopium.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, you're not high on illicit substances.
No.
Okay.
I do not have an opium den, and we're not sitting in it.
No, we're sitting in your sunroom full of hope.
Full of hope.
Okay.
Shall we jump into last week, James?
All right, let's. The Los Angeles Dodgers came to town Friday, September 9th. We won 5-4 in spectacular walk-off fashion, and it was awesome. Unfortunately, Game 2, the Dodgers beat us 8-4. The only good thing about this game is Manny Machado hits Urias harder than he hits his girlfriends. So
Julio Urias. Luis Urias is a former third baseman of the Padres.
All right, Julio Urias. I can't. Why? I shouldn't have to remember the guy's name. He shouldn't even be allowed in polite society.
Okay.
Anyways, we lost 8-4. Next game, last game of the series, Padres lost 11-2. It was terrible. Everything is terrible. Life is ruined. The Dodgers. But I will say one funny thing about this game.
Yeah.
The Dodgers thought they clinched
That was
the
pretty
playoff
funny.
berth, and they all started celebrating. But it turns out, no, none of them could do math because apparently they all went to school in the LA Unified School District, and they're all stupid. And none of them know how to do simple math. And they all started celebrating. Somebody in the Padres, organization was like, actually, guys, you still have one more game to win. You nitwits, you morons. Oh my gosh, that was funny. Because celebrating a win and they don't even know how to count. More proof to me that they're cheating somehow. I don't know how that's more proof, but I think that's how that works. Anyways, we then have a day off on Monday, and we fly all the way to Seattle, Washington, a place where you and I both have been.
Yeah.
Many times. Hugh Darvish decided, you know what? I'm going to pitch the best game I've pitched all year. 8 innings of shutout ball, only allowing 2 hits, striking out 7. I don't think they got a hard hit all game. Everything was off the bat. And Josh Hader came in and struck out the side to get the close, the save. And we won 2-0. And that was fantastic. And today's game, Wednesday, September 14th. Mike Clevenger, first time in his career, he's given up 3 home runs. First time in his career, he has struck out less than 3 batters. First time in his career, he's given up 6 runs. So basically, it's his worst start of his career. 5 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, only 2 strikeouts, and we lost 6-1. And that is why you and I are calling this episode a state of emergency. A state of emergency has been called. We need to discuss what has to happen now in San Diego for us to be happy, because I'm getting some serious flashbacks of last year.
Currently, as it stands today, we are third in the wild card. We have a third wild card spot. The Brewers are now 2 full games back behind us with 19 games remaining.
Yes.
That is not a great cushion.
It is not.
And the Padres have some issues. And that's why we have a cause for concern. There's lots of causes for concern. And so I'll just start and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Because you have causes, I have causes.
Yeah.
That's what the world's all about. Cause,
And effect.
and effect. So, for example,
And jelly beans.
and jelly beans.
Who doesn't love jelly beans?
Padres trade a lot of jelly beans for a certain jelly bean, Juan Soto.
Yes. So many jelly beans.
And this, I can't remember which week I said this. I think I say it every week that if Juan Soto hits, we're gonna do very well against this tough opponent. And for the most part, it hasn't happened. Right, he is on his longest stretch in his career without an extra base hit. He's just not getting hits. He's walking once or twice a game.
He drove in one run with a 2-0 victory, but it was just a weak little ground ball with a runner on third.
Yeah, it is really troublesome. We've spent the past I think it's gonna be 10 days, right? Without Drury, a full 10 days.
Yes.
And no Drury. Machado has not really getting protection, so he's getting tougher pitch. Like, he's just, I feel like he's trying to carry the team a lot. Josh Bell has been underperforming, but the big thing is Soto. Like, Soto is not performing at the level that we expect him to. And not even that. He's potentially one of the worst hitters on our team in the past week.
Yeah.
Will Myers out-hit Soto this past 6 games.
Will Myers has been pretty great hitting.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not hitting home runs, but he's hitting doubles and singles. But Soto and Bell aren't getting on base for him.
And there is no way this 19 games go well without Soto turning it around. Like, if Soto levels out like this, and this is Soto where he just walks and he just pops up or weak grounds out. Like, this is not gonna be a fun 19 games.
No.
And listen, the Padres are the third lowest OPS in all baseball in the month of September. That's on base plus slugging. It's really bad, right? We cannot be ranked 27th in something and pretend to be a playoff team.
Exactly.
You just can't be, especially when something is hitting. How to be a hitter.
How to score runs. You need an OPS.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beyond upsetting because Manny Machado is still hitting. Manny Machado will go 0 for 4 and then have 4 hits in the next game.
Right.
That's just the way Manny plays baseball. But the days he doesn't hit, other people need to hit.
Yeah.
Today, he didn't hit. Juan Soto and Bell haven't produced at all. It's very troubling. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jake Cronenworth has been hitting better than Soto, and he's not hitting that great either. I know. I don't understand how this can keep happening every year. I mean, it's happening later this year.
It is true.
And the other problem is our starting pitching that has been the bedrock of our team all year. The only reason why we're in playoff contention is because our starting pitching has not been Snell and Darvish. Snell had a really bad start this weekend against the Dodgers. But again, the Dodgers are cheating. There's just, I mean, remember, and it will come out. Remember, they can't add, so their treating scandal will come out because somebody will just say in an interview, well, thank goodness we have the pitch clock count, the pitch comm hacked. Like, what? Because they're all morons. They can't do math. And anyways, I might be projecting. So, our starting pitching. Sean Manaea did have a relief appearance. He looked good.
Yeah.
Our bullpen that has been still pretty good all year. We set Nabil Krismat down, and basically he's been most used pitcher in our bullpen. And I basically said, you don't pitch for the rest of the year. Maybe we'll bring you back for the playoffs. But that's okay. We got Greg Stammen. And the first pitch he's thrown since he got hurt for 3 months was an 88-mile-an-hour fastball, which ended up being a grand slam. I'm sorry. It's time old man Stammen is just put out to pasture. He needs to I have no faith in his ability to pitch anymore. And I get it. Nabil Krismat has been the MVP. Him and Martinez have been the two best reliable people in our bullpen all year. So I think one of the reasons, I don't know, up until August, we've been having a 6-man rotation. They put Martinez in the bullpen to shore up the bullpen because Josh Hader couldn't throw strikes for a while. Could there be something that all of our pitchers were used to that extra day off?
It could be. Darvish and Snell don't seem to mind. Like, yes, 100%. They would like an extra day off, please. But at the end of the day, it's like they're not going to get it. Right?
Yeah, I know.
That ship has sailed. You know why? Because we traded all the jelly beans at Washington National because Mackenzie Gore's not on the team anymore. You know?
I know.
We can't just randomly have him pitch every 6 games.
Yeah. And, yeah. I mean, Mackenzie Gores was shut down all year by the Nationals, but that just means he's going to come back next year. The frickin' Terminator. No, I am... There isn't any element of our game, with the exception of the bullpen, that isn't cause for alarm. And even our bullpen has Stammen in it.
Right. Well, I mean, right now the bullpen is you can card out a version of Pierce, Suarez, Garcia, Martinez, Hader, and
Wilson.
feel pretty
Wilson.
and feel pretty good about 6 innings.
Hill will give us an inning.
He'll get you some weak grounders.
Yeah.
He struck out someone today. He can get some strikeouts every so often.
Even he doesn't rely on our defense anymore.
Our defense has been fine.
Our defense has been fine. The thing is, like, our bullpen, and now if this is the turning point of Hader, and we saw a brilliant save from him yesterday, if this is the turning point for Hader, that's a good thing. And the smile on his face after he got Ty Francis strike out was great.
Yeah.
Easily the best smile I've seen any Padre all year long.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how to turn it around.
What's frustrating is it's not like Juan Soto stopped swinging at curveballs in the dirt. Right? It's not that. It's like it's such a like the starters we're now the 3rd highest starter ERA in baseball in the month of September. And we're hitting badly across the board. And it's just like it feels like there's no like objective thing to turn this around. It's not like, oh, hey, all of our hitters are just swinging at bad pitches or, whatever. But all of our hitters are swinging in 3-1 when they shouldn't. Like, nothing. It's not that. It's like, we're striking out a lot. We're not making great contact. The potential Ted Williams of our generation isn't getting a hit. is not driving in runs.
You know what? This is a deep Padre cut.
Okay, I'm ready.
You know what Juan Soto reminds me of right now?
Who?
Ruben Rivera.
Oh, Ruben Rivera. I think we've mentioned him before on the podcast. I know Ruben Rivera is.
Ruben Rivera, when he was a Padre, everyone said he was he had generational talent type stuff. Mm-hmm. And everyone said he had a fantastic eye at the plate. But he never hit, couldn't hit, somehow ended up on the Yankees after a few years and stole a bunch of stuff from the Yankees. That's the tragic story of Ruben Rivera. Anyways, I don't know. Is this an analytics thing? Is this something that we're not doing? Is there too much pressure on the new guys? I mean, are the new guys not like, I don't know. I don't know what to, it's so frustrating because we saw the same thing happen last year and 2 years before that. And it's like we've had every year we've had completely different coaching staffs.
I'm willing to bet right now that this will be the best Padre season, at least for the past 6 years across full seasons.
Oh, absolutely.
We're gonna. I hate saying this because I feel weird just saying this very simple fact. We're definitely going to go over 500, which is for a Padre regular season is pretty good.
Easily the top 10 seasons we've had.
Which is sad and pathetic. I understand that, but loyal listeners aren't surprised by that fact. But
remember, we one time won our division, and we were only a game over 500.
Hey, man, don't knock it. I mean,
that's more of a testament to how bad the other teams in our division were that year.
Right.
But yeah, that was.
We are now in this place where it really feels like this is kind of my sense when I turn on game now. It's like we're gonna scrape across a couple runs, and let's just hope the pitching holds together. That's like kind of what I assume is going to happen now, especially the last week. Because last week was like our wins were scrappy and fun, but then our losses were absolutely brutal, and we had no shot in them.
Well, so we went from 4 series in a row wins to losing tied one series and losing the series to the Dodgers. But we scrapped together those wins. Our starting pitching. The first half of the year, we knew Darvish was going to go 7. We knew Manaea was going to go 6. We knew Musgrove was going to go 6. And Martinez and Clevenger could only really do 5. You can't rely on any of that stats anymore.
No. This is where it gets to be. This is the realm of are the athletes that we have and the team that we follow, are they tough enough to turn it around? Is it an athlete problem? Is it an analytics problem? Is it a coaching problem? I don't have the answers, right? I definitely, so I'll say one thing. If you allow me, James, to say this one thing.
Yeah, I've been stopping you the whole time. I can't handle another one of your takes.
There are a lot of people on Twitter that think that the way that this second half has been constructed is that we're not a serious organization because we haven't given top talent enough time to gel and to be a good team. Specifically, Bell, Drury, and Soto. And I understand the sentiment, which is that, these people perform well if they know the system and team they're in for a long period of time. I get it. I'm a human too. I've had a job, right? But I would like to say they're professional athletes who come in and do a job and hit a baseball and catch the baseball and throw the baseball, right? it's not like they're coming in and they just reset their will to win. All these guys are the worst kind of people to be around at parties when you're playing beer pong, because they're just always win, right? They're just that kind of person, right? Oh, you're playing cards. Oh, he's the kind of person that takes they always take to a new level. These kind of that's what they are. They're athletes. They're competitors, right? It's not. They don't have it, and they don't. They came into San Diego and they want to win. Right? That's just the way it is. You cannot say as Padres fans we can't just be like, oh, this is a systems problem. It's like AJ literally did one of the most incredible trade deadlines in Padres history,
in baseball history,
and this is exactly how you're supposed to go for it.
Yeah,
there's plenty enough criticism, like you said, of analytics and all that, but it's just like this is the way to do it, to go after it. Yes, it sucks that it's going this way. I too watch the games, right? But to go about it being like, well, we're not a serious organization because we're not like allowing these guys to gel for years. Like, cut the crap. Like, the Braves rebuilt their entire outfield last year in the trade deadline, and they won the World Series. Like, this is not unusual. Baseball's hard. It is very, very hard to get a group of people do an athletic thing for this long of a time with this high level of competition in this manner. It just is. So yes, I would love to blame it on they're all new guys, but they don't really have that excuse. And here's the thing, none of those players would ever say, oh, it's because I'm new here, that's why I suck.
Oh yeah. Also, they're not gelling. What were we supposed to do?
Right.
Once we get everybody on the team, okay, Major League Baseball, we're going to take a week off. All these guys are going to go whitewater rafting to Bond. No, you're in the middle of the season. That's part of the game.
Right.
Drury and Bell have both been traded before mid-season.
Right.
Drury has been the only of the three that's been consistent. He's been hurt for 10 days, and it's been felt. And thanks again, Dodgers, for hitting him in the face. You frickin' cheaters. Anyways, so the gel thing, I don't know. It just because everyone wants to look for something to blame, and everybody thinks they have the new hot take.
Right.
Like, okay, we got all these great players. Well, they're not gelling. What does that even mean? Yeah, we've all worked. Everybody who's ever had a job has worked with somebody they don't particularly like. There's a reason why I'm doing this podcast with you and not one of my other two brothers. Sorry, guys. That's a joke.
I think, this is where it gets super frustrating because I don't know. Because it sounds like we're recording a podcast where we missed the playoffs. And that's not the case, but because we've experienced this the past couple of years, it just feels like what is actually happening? Why is it that when we get good players on our team, they just don't perform anymore? And that to me, I don't know the answer to that. I would love to know why Juan Soto isn't performing. I would love to know why Josh Bell isn't performing. And I think the sad reality is it's like we may never know because from the outside looking in, this organization is really well positioned. Ruben Niebla is like one of the best pitching coaches in all of baseball. Bob Melvin, one of the best managers in baseball.
Not only so, Bob Melvin, Matt Williams, why can't I remember the guy from the Cardinals? Mike
Schultz.
Mike Schultz. All previous Managers of the Year award winners. They know how to manage clubhouses and get people to do the job. So you can't say it's the coaching staff. I don't know. It's very, very frustrating, and it also doesn't make any sense. During the offseason, we got a whole new analytics team. I mean, it does. I don't know. It's so frustrating because the Padres haven't been a good hitting team all year. That's
Yeah.
just a fact. And we thought if we got these 3 good hitters, that would turn around. We've been a scrappy offense with good starting pitching. The starting pitching goes away. We don't have a scrappy offense. Can't do much. I it's just mind-boggling that I don't know. I love Juan Soto. I think he's one of the most fun baseball players ever to watch. But he's got to turn it around, man. Like it is. Then again, maybe all the pressure's gotten to him. He's never been under this much pressure before.
Yeah, I mean, the World Series, he had Trey Turner, Anthony Rendon around him. You know, before that, he played with Bryce Harper. Like, he wasn't the guy carrying the team, right? I don't know.
He's not the guy carrying this team, but he is expected to perform.
Right. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's someone said I listened to is it Eno Saris this morning? Someone on Padres Radio was talking about how it's looking like Soto has the capability now to get into great counts, but now pitchers are realizing because he's in the slump, he won't cash in on that pitcher's count, on a hitter's count. Like he just doesn't, he's not driving the ball. So now it's like they're okay with going deep in the count with him because, you know, he's not driving the ball. And we've seen that, I don't know how many times in the past 9-10 days we've seen it where he gets to 3-2, he gets the hanging breaking ball down the middle and he pops it up. Or it's just like the weakest ground to the right side.
Or he gets caught strikeout looking.
Right. Right. And I don't know. I keep hoping there's going to be a game where he goes like Super Saiyan. He just goes like insane and we're all going to be fine. That's what I hope for. I really hope for that one day he's just going to be like, "Oh, I'm Juan Soto and I'm here to mess stuff up."
Yeah.
And that could happen. Like, for example, in this Arizona series. Could very well happen.
Hit a couple gap balls. Yeah, exactly. It can happen. And the thing is, like, we're all waiting for it to happen. Josh Bell, I don't know what to do with him. Because he still gets a hit every once in a while, but it's never with runners on base. I don't know.
And maybe, you know, maybe it's just that we are being too timid at the plate. Maybe we don't need to take so many gosh darn pitches because Padres still drive up pitch counts like crazy.
Oh, I agree.
Which is good. But when you don't do anything with any pitch you get to hit, it doesn't really matter, right? So maybe it's like, maybe we just be more aggressive.
I think it's like we're not all. Manny Machado has the most first pitch hits in all of baseball.
Right.
If he swings at the first pitch, he has like a 400 average.
Yeah.
So just if you're a pitcher, you roll the first pitch.
Right. I don't know. And the starting pitching's like Mike Clevenger got dinged up. Sean Manaea, you know, been awful. Joe Musgrove hasn't been great. And it's just Snell and Darvish who are just like, who have some semblance of normalcy, right? And it's going to be a dogfight the next 19 games.
Yes, it is.
And unless there's some crazy separation between us and the Brewers, which could happen, like if we sweep the Diamondbacks this weekend, we'll get some separation between us and the Brewers.
Yes.
But, you know, it's just going to be wild. So the Brewers are not 2 games behind. So that would mean that the Padres have to go 10-9. The Brewers would have to go 13-6 to
pass us.
I like those odds, right? 500 seems honestly very tough, if I'm being honest with you. Not as bad as last year, where I think last year before the bad times, I said, I don't think we're going to win another game. I was kind of right.
You were kind of right.
I mean, I don't remember. We got swept in Arizona at Coors and in Arizona again.
Oh, I remember this. We got no hit by an electrician.
Right.
Who, FYI, is not in the majors this year. He had one good appearance. Good for him. I hope they make a Lifetime movie about him, and I'll never watch it. But like I said, I remember last year very well.
Yep.
So does all of San Diego.
If we win one more game, we match last year's record. Win wise.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough watch. It's just gonna be. I mean, so basically at this point, every one of our starters are gonna pitch 3 more times. Right? I'm doing math. Like the math I just dropped
I
on
did,
you?
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
You know what? You wouldn't have made the mistake of knowing when your team actually clinched.
I'm wrong though. It's 4 times, right? Because 20 games.
With 19 games left.
One person has 3.
Yes.
Everyone else has 4. That's why I don't do math after 5 p.m.
Okay.
And I need something more from Musgrove. I need something more. I need serviceable from Minaya. That's all I ask. If it's 5 runs over 6 innings, that's not great. Let's do 4 runs over 6 innings. That's fine, right? Just give us something.
Keep us in the game.
Musgrove needs to turn it around. He gave him a big, huge contract. Start acting like you're going to be here for 5 years.
I agree.
Yeah, but it's going to be. There's a good chance it's a rough 19 days.
I'm aware. That's why we're calling this a state of emergency, and we have
But
to.
what if out of the ashes, like what we need is we need some rando in our lineup to just go bananas, right? We need that, right? We need a Trent Grisham. We need an Austin Nola to just go insane. I need 16 games of Austin Nola being prime Mike Piazza. Yes. Let's just make sure USADA doesn't come near him, right? Like, it's okay. Let's just, like, honestly, Austin Nola should just take steroids and he'll just serve a suspension next year, right? Just do it for the team, right? Imagine if Austin Nola hit 10 home runs the last 19 games.
That would be phenomenal. I think the chances of Luis Campusano doing that.
He's not going to play as much as Nola.
No, I know. But we are facing Madison Bumgarner.
Oh, yes.
And the Padres have always hit him well.
Yep.
If there was ever a pitcher that could break us out of a funk, it's playing Madison Bumgarner.
And that's on the Friday game?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, Friday is Mad Bum. Thursday, tomorrow's is TBD, so I assume it's going to be a bullpen game.
They're going to call up the electrician.
Yeah. Like, hey, Tyler Gilbert.
Remember this last year, Padre fans?
And all Padre fans are like, not again. It's like shaky on their beds.
No.
They're in the fetal position.
So the next 7 games, we're playing a 4-game series in Arizona. You're going to be in Arizona.
Yeah. Not in Phoenix, though.
I know, but Tucson's close enough. And then we have 3 games in San Diego against St. Louis. Tomorrow, if they're going to throw a bullpen game at us, their bullpen's terrible. If we do not win tomorrow...
You know he's pitching for the Padres, though, tomorrow? Who do you want? The Shamanaya against the Royals or the Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen?
I'm hoping Shamanaya took the time He went into a little yoga. He might have gone
Yeah.
on a spiritual. He looks like the type of guy that would sit in a yurt and contemplate life.
Okay.
I hope he did that. I hope he's gotten his mind right. I hope he realizes that he and just I hope so, because his bullpen appearance was pretty good. Tomorrow we have to win. Friday against Mad Bum. Like him, it's going to be him and Snell, right?
Yeah.
Have to win that game.
Yeah.
And Saturday we face Zach Gallen,
Yep.
the human rain delay. I can't wait until baseball kicks him out of the league next year, because he'll just walk everybody because the pitch clock. But we've beaten Gallen before.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to take 3 out of 4 from the Diamondbacks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's no excuses. And the Cardinals are tough. We have to take 2 out of 3 from them. I mean, if we sweep the Diamondbacks, we can lose 2 to the Cardinals. But I think we need to be 4-3 or 5-2 next week. That there's no if we are not one of those 2 records, we're done.
I don't normally look this far ahead in our recaps, but this final series after this week is the most terrifying series in all that's left. I'm being complete. I'm playing it up for us a bit, but truthfully, we need to win, because I cannot go into a Coors Field series with our season on the line. I can't. If we're tied with the Brewers going into Coors Field, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just quit like entertainment. I might not even experience joy from a visual medium ever again, because it's terrifying to me, the idea that we go to the moon and play baseball in that cursed stadium. And so if we're not 5-2, let's just say we're 3-4, but the Brewers are doing just as badly. Like, how great do you feel about going to Coors Field? You don't feel good at all. So yeah, we need to be 5-2 or 4-3, because I'm not going to have a good time. I am straight up not going to have a good time going into Coors with our season on the line, because I've seen that movie before. Oh, and I hate that movie very much. I hate those stupid bloop singles. I hate the stupid home run. I hate CJ Cron's stupid face. I just don't want to go into Coors with the season on the line. So yeah, I think like your synopsis, I think that we may get beat by Gallen, because Gallen's a good pitcher.
Yes, he is.
Ryan Nelson, who has now pitched 6 innings of no run ball to the Padres and the Dodgers, by the way, we face on Sunday. I think we get to him finally. I think that his freshman luck is worn off, and we get to him a little bit. And so I think we win the Sunday game, but still take 3-4. And the Cardinals are tough, man. They just are. They're a tough team. And if you and I are going to one of these games, and line up perfectly for Albert Pujols to hit 700 against the Padres, which I don't know. I have mixed feelings about about being able to watch that live. He can do it if we're up 14-1. But otherwise, because at that point, Will Myers will be like pitching, but might get the win, Will Myers. So
Exactly.
This is the point in the season where the Padres have to just survive and lay down the law and turn it around. And we talked about how that's going to happen, certain players. And, the Brewers are in a tough spot, too. The Brewers have lost Peralta and Eric Lauer, so they're throwing out bullpen games once or twice every turnaround rotation. Corbin Burns just got knocked today. Their offense is scuffling like crazy. And it's just, it's going to come down to the wire. And I wish it didn't.
Neither do I.
But it's we are. I can't. So are you like? I can't even think about playoffs yet. I can't even think about like people I follow on baseball, like on baseball Twitter, like, what do you think the ideal like rotation for all the contenders? Like, I can't even think about that. Like, I can't think about like what rotation is going to be like, because honestly, I don't know outside of Darvish. Darvish is now what the number 3 person is at this point. And I can't think about what our lineup's going to be like, because right now there's not a whole lot of like consistent great hitters on our lineup.
No.
Right. And I just can't think about that. I can't.
This is the week. If we do not have a winning week this week, we can't think about the playoffs.
Right.
This is the absolute week we have to turn around.
Yeah.
We are facing the Diamondbacks. Yeah, they're not the worst team in the National League anymore, in the National League West anymore, but they're still not a good team.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are a team if we do make the playoffs, we will play in the playoffs.
Yep.
Because I don't think the Padres have ever gone to the playoffs and not played the Cardinals. It just seems like it always happens. Like I said, this is the week. Soto's going to turn around. He's going to turn around here. I can't imagine having a vintage Soto in Colorado. That would be fantastic. But we need vintage Soto in Arizona.
I agree. I really, really, really don't want to record another state of emergency podcast.
There won't be a state of emergency. There'll be a state of mourning. But I think, Joey, because
the hope,
like you said, you're whatever. What are that stupid
hopium.
Next week we are going to have a happy podcast.
And I mentioned earlier, this is in the modern Padre era, which I'm now deeming anytime after 1998. This is probably the best. I think in the past 12, 15 years, the best collection of players and talent and coaching that could possibly go as far as we could ever hope for. Right,
I agree.
And so you just have to rely on that. The results aren't there, but like, this is the squad you should hope to have to go far. If everyone reaches their potential at the same time, this team will do well. And for that, you got to remain hopeful for that. And as the kids would say, you got to keep the faith, James.
Yes, we do.
Well, keep on keeping the faith. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening to us. Until next time, James, go Padres.
Go Padres.
And there it is. Oh, doctor, you can hang a star